Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to talk about
negative
cash flow
property.
So, what is negative cash flow property from your point of view?
So it is when you have an investment property, your expenses is bigger than the income. Simple, and each week you have to top up the expense. And you have to take money out from your pocket, put it in the investment property, and hope that one day it will have capital gain.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So let's put that in the numbers. Let's say you buy a property, $500,000 worth, and then the repayment on that, let's say, if you calculate it per week,
let's say
$500 per week. The
including
repayment.
Only repayment.
Oh no, including the expenses.
Yeah, mortgage.
Okay, so the expenses, just to maintain that property, your water, your council, your strata, management, mortgage, and all that administration costs, let's say $500 per week. And your income on that property is say $400 per week. So you're minus $100
per week. Yes.
Okay. So
where can you get the $100 from?
You, as the owner, have to fork out that $100 per week.
Yeah. And you work very hard for that.
So that means you have to work, you have to fund that $100 per week from somewhere else. In most cases, would be from your job. So we don't like that type of style of investment property.
We were.
Well, we did. We were when we first started, because we had no idea.
Yeah. Well, trial and error.
Because our goal back then is like, okay, I just want to get one investment property. Like if you're in that shoes, like, you know what, I've already saved up a lot and I just want to get one property. That is just one step. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of different steps. Yeah. For example, the first one will be getting a deposit.
Yeah.
That's already hard. What's the next one after that?
To find a property.
To find the property. That's the next stage.
Yeah. To maintain it. And then to find a tenant and maintain it.
To maintain it,
or maybe you have to renovate, or there's vacant. Anyway, there's a whole lot of stories.
There's a lot of stories.
Anyway, back to this negative cash flow property.
Negative cash flow, yeah.
Yeah, so each week you have to fork out $100 to pay for it. We used to have it because, accounting in Australia, everyone's saying, oh, negatively geared or negatively cash flow property, you can get your tax return back. You pay so much tax, so you should get your money back. But then I pay $100 out and I only get $30 back in. So I still have to pay $70. Is it a good deal?
For us, it's not.
Yeah, if you have a job, well-paid job, maybe, and you love your job. If you love your well-paid job, yes. If you're normal people, and then you lose your job, then it's not a good deal.
If what's the other one? If you want to create that passive income, negatively geared cash flow property, a property that is costing you money,
it won't work.
Would not work.
You have to work very hard, or maybe 2 jobs, to support the property.
I've been there, and it doesn't work out well in a sense of if you think that I guess there's a lot of information out there in a sense of is it a good property or a bad property, and it's up to you to find that out yourself. Like you have to work out your numbers. I remember in the middle of the night, I don't know when it was, but it was about 3 or 4 years ago, where I actually write down how much is my income, how much is my expenses, and then work out to the nearest dollar anyway, or to the nearest $10, how much am I out of pocket per week. I mean, think about it. If you earn, let's say, $1,000 per week, let's assume that you don't pay rent, you don't have anything, no other expenses, and each property is costing you $100 per week. So that means you could probably have 10 properties.
What about your food?
Yeah, let's assume that you don't have any all over those expenses. Say you earn from a job and you earn $1,000 a week, and you don't have any expenses and all that jazz. And you could probably only hold maybe 10 properties. Right. These days, let's say an average investor can hold maybe about 4 or 5 properties, because if it's like you got your rent, you got family, you got your just to live in Sydney is very expensive. So maybe you'd be lucky getting about 4 or 5 properties if it's $100 per week.
Yeah, and then no banks will lend you money anymore.
Yeah, so what we realize is banks only give you money if you can generate an
Income
higher income from what they lend you. So obviously in the best interest of the banks of I'm going to lend you money if you can repay the property.
Yes.
If you can repay the property, and I'm going to give you some more. But if it was, hey, the other way around, that your property is minus every week, there's a certain point where they're going to cut you off.
It's the serviceability.
Yeah. So in a sense, they can assess it of, okay, based on your income and based on your expenses, you're tapped out at a certain point. Whereas the other way around, hey, I'm making more money. If you can show them that you're making a lot more money, then it's much better.
Yeah, that's why there are some investors, they can buy more than 10 properties.
Yeah.
Because the properties are generating income. Not like some property guru telling you to get negatively geared property, you can get your tax return. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can get your $30 back, but you still pay $70, and you only can buy 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And that's it. If that's your goal, go for it. But that's not
for
our
us.
goal.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because we created, I guess, passive income or a property that generated us income every week. You're right.
So that's kind of our job now.
Yeah, our job is that. Our job is like whenever we buy a property or when we talk to clients, looking at their data, looking at their situation, let's say, if we're turning around from minus to plus. So, and for us, like we would not buy a property that's going to cost us any money. But yeah, well, you're welcome to contact us if you want to do the same thing with your portfolio, let's say, and see if we can help. And yeah, you can send us an email direct. I'll leave the link
below in the comment.
Yeah, below in the comment.
Yes.
What else is there? I guess in a sense, like for us, our lifestyle changed since working full time. Now we don't work full time. Now 75% off time. Yes. So like you don't work.
Yeah, he complains a lot when I don't work.
Yeah, well, we create an income enough so that way you can create your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen you wearing your work gear, like a corporate gear, for like 5 years plus.
Yes, correct. I don't have a job. Yes, yes.
Stay at home.
That is my uniform.
Every day.
Yes.
So yeah, like
But anyway, because we got out from the negatively geared property situation, and now we can stay at home, spend more time with the kids and our family.
But each to their own. I mean, if you love your job, if you love your corporate gig and all that stuff,
keep doing it.
Keep doing it. This is not for everyone.
But you can. But still, if you're holding a negatively geared property, you have to pay it, and you work so hard to see something, you can't really touch it. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, why am I paying all this money, and I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars as a deposit, insurance, emotionally attached, and tenant trashed it? Is it really worth it? Good old story.
We've gone through a lot, like I guess investment or property transaction here and there, and we learned quite a bit. And this is our reason, like why you should not have a negatively cash flow property. You guys have to work it out yourself. Write it down. All your income, all your expenses. Is it really worth it holding it? For some cases, it's not. We just did a transaction a few days ago where they bought a brand new. So the scenario, and see if this is related to any one of you guys. So they bought brand new off the plan. Once they've got the property, they rent it out. And when I inspect the property, there's a lot of damage. You're looking at about $10,000 to $20,000 worth of damage. That was a similar scenario what we had experienced. And it was a minus. I don't know how much it was, but now I managed to turn that around to a positively gearing. Well, positive cash flow, sorry.
Minus like $100 or $200 a week for them.
If they have a tenant.
Yeah. If they don't have a tenant, it will be worse.
It would be worse, yeah. So after all the repayments, about $100 to $200 per week
Yeah.
out of pocket.
Mm.
But if they don't have a tenant, that makes it worse.
And what if you don't have the money to renovate it?
Which is what that was happening.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to.
They don't want to renovate.
Anyway, we got someone to take over.
Yeah, so
And then willing to move in without the renovation.
So anyway, so that's just another story. But yeah, and pretty much what I'm trying to say in that story was it was a minus 200, and now it was actually plus. I don't know how much it was. I haven't figured out the number, but it went from a minus to a plus.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah, and now they're not emotionally attached anymore, because the property is giving them money.
Exactly, and you gotta look at property investing. Don't get emotional attachment to it. Just purely numbers.
Mm.
Look at it as if it was a box, and is it gonna create income for you, or is it's gonna drain you?
Yeah, and you don't live in there anyway. How
Yeah.
often do you go in there?
Well, to be honest, we haven't actually seen any of our properties. Huh? I just thought about myself like, yeah, we haven't actually seen any of our properties.
Yeah.
So
As long as someone's willing to live in there, someone is willing to pay that price.
yeah, paying more than what you're paying to the bank.
Correct.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, comment.
And like.
See you guys in the next
See
video.
ya. Bye.
Peace.